English Assistant in PRR ZP High School, Karavadi of Ongol Mandal, Prakasam District. Welcome to today's session. Children, in the previous module, we learned about the lesson, language functions, etc. Children, in this module, we are going to learn the feelings of Amanda, a little girl. Okay, now we are going to see the overview of the module. Shall we move on? Dear children, in this module, you are going to learn thinking about language. Under this concept, you are going to learn idioms, contracted forms. Next, speaking, writing, listening and poem. Before going into the lesson, let's have a quick look on learning objectives of the module. Let's move on. Dear children, by the end of this module, you will be able to describe idioms and contracted forms. Identify idiomatic expressions in the given sentences. Read the hints and try to keep a diary on your own. Summarize the listening passage. Choose the rhyming words from the poem Amanda. Write central idea of the poem. Match the contracted forms and full forms. Shall we go further? Children, under thinking about language, we are going to learn idioms. Idioms are groups of words with a fixed order and a particular meaning different from the meanings of each of their words put together. Phrasal verbs can also be idioms. They are said to be idiomatic when their meaning is unpredictable. For example, do you know what it means to meet one's match in English? It means to meet someone who is as good as oneself or even better in some skill or quality. Children, shall we go further? Children, here are a few more idiomatic expressions that occur in the text. Try to use them in sentences of your own. First one is caught my eye. Laugh ourselves silly. He'd had enough. Can't bring myself to. Children, now we will see answers. Okay? The answers are, while I was in the market, a beautiful purse had caught my eye. Second one is, the teacher said that they'd had enough and he wanted all the notebooks by Wednesday. Third one is, he laughed ourselves silly on his stupid jokes. Fourth one is, I can't bring myself to terms with this tragedy. Well done, children. We will move further. Children, when we speak, we use contracted forms or short forms such as these. Example, can't for cannot or cannot. I'd for I would or I had. She's for she is. For example, she is laughing. Children, let's do a small activity on this topic. Okay? Dear children, choose the correct contracted forms for the following. I have. Option A, I have. I both. Second one is she is. Option A, she's. B, she's. C, none. Answers are first one B, second one A. Very good children. Let's move on. Children, make a list of the contracted forms can stand for two different full forms. I, am, I'll. Very good children. Answers are I have, I would, I am, I will. Now let's do some other interesting activity, that is speaking. Here we go. Children, you have just seen how contracted forms can make a written text sound like actual speech. Try to make this extract sound more like a real conversation by changing some of the verbs back into contracted forms. Then Speak out the lines. The door is flung open, and several men tramp in. They carry sticks, and one of them, Hob, has a hammer. Now let's see the conversation. Mob. Now, where is your husband, mistress? Mary. In his bed. He is sick and weary. You would not harm him. Hob. We are going to smash his evil work to pieces. Where is the machine? Children, we will continue. Second on the table yonder man. Hob. Then here is the end of it. Hob smashes the model. Mary screams. Hob. And now for your husband. Mary. Neighbors, he is a sick man and almost a cripple. You would not hurt him. Hob. He is planning to take away our daily bread. We will show him what we think of him and his ways. Mary, you have broken his machine. You have done enough. Children, now we will do a small activity. Get ready. Children, extract the phrases that can be changed into contracted forms from the conversation and write their full forms. Where is, where's, would not, wouldn't, we are, we are, he is, his, we will, you have, you have. You have done very well, children. Let's move on. Children, next topic is writing. Here, use the following hints to write your diary. Though your diary is very private, write as if you are writing for someone else. Present your thoughts in a convincing manner. Use words that convey your feelings and words that paint pictures for the reader. Shall we go further? Children, be brief. Diary language has some typical features such as subjectless sentences. For example, got up late in the morning. Sentence fragments without subjects or verbs. Too bad, boring, not good. Contracted forms like there, have, can't, didn't, etc. And everyday expressions which people use in speech. Remember not to use such language in more formal kinds of writing. Hope you understand well. Children, shall we do a small activity? Come on. Children, here is your activity. You went to Shimla and saw the snowfall for the first time. Write a diary entry in about 100 to 120 words about your experience that enthralls you whenever you recollect your visit. Answer is Wednesday, 23rd November 2023, 9 p.m. Shimla has always been a place I wanted to visit. I thought of it as a lovely hill station with magnificent scenery and tall peaks. While I knew that Shimla experiences snowfall every winter, I was not really hoping to see it during my visit in November. We were just walking leisurely, enjoying the lovely scenery when snow started falling from the sky. Suddenly, everything was covered in a white blanket. The experience seemed so realistic to me. My brother and I made the most of it. We made snowballs and started throwing them at each other. Watching the snowfall falling from the skies and playing in it was simply the highlight of our trip. I am sure it is a memory that will remain in my mind forever. Lakshmi. Well done, children. Let's move on to next topic. We were just walking leisurely, enjoying the lovely scenery when snow started falling from the sky. Suddenly, everything was covered in a white blanket. The experience seemed so realistic to me. My brother and I made the most of it. We made snowballs and started throwing them at each other. Watching the snow falling from the skies and playing in it was simply the highlight of our trip. I'm sure it is a memory that will remain in my mind forever. Lakshmi. Children, shall we move on to next topic? Children, next topic of this module is listening. Now listen this passage carefully. The Great Fire of 1666, September 2nd, Lord's Day. Jane called us up about 3 in the morning to tell us of a great fire they saw in the city. So I rose and slipped on my nightgown and went to her window and thought it to be on the backside of Mark Lane at the farthest, but being unused to such fire as followed, I thought it far enough off and so went to bed again and to sleep. About 7, rose again to dress myself and then looked out of the window and saw the fire not so much as it was and further off. Children, let's continue the listening passage. By and by, Jane comes and tells me that she hears that about 300 houses have been burned down tonight by the fire we saw, and that it is now burning down all Fifth Street by London Bridge. So I made myself ready presently and walked to the tower, and there got up upon one of the high places, Sir J. Robinson's little son going up with me, and there I did see the houses at that end of the bridge all on fire, and an infinite great fire on this and the other side of the bridge. Children, this passage was taken from the diary of Samuel Pepys. Now, children, get ready to do an oral assessment. Children, hope you understood the passage well. Now, complete the summary of the happenings. Here is your summary. This entry in the diary has been made on. Very good. Your answer is absolutely correct. September 2nd, Lord Days. Well done. By, by, very good. Your answer is correct. Samuel Pepys. The person who told Pepys about the fire was called. Who will say? Very good. Your answer is correct. Jane. She called at. Very nice. Very nice. Your response is very good. 3 in the morning. Pepys went back to sleep because who will say answer? Very nice. Your answer is correct. The fire was far enough off. Very good, children. We will continue. Pepys rose again at 7 in the morning. By then, about how many houses? 300 houses had been burned down. The fire had spread to Allfish Street by London Bridge. Pepys then walked to the tower along with Sir J. Robinson's answer is little son. Robinson's little son. Very good, children. Let's move on to learn a beautiful poem. Amanda, shall we? The writer of this poem, Amanda, is Robin Klein. Robin Klein is an Australian author of books for children. She was born on 28 February 1936 in Kempsey, New South Wales, Australia. She had her first short story published at the age of 16. Children, let's move on. Dear children, here is the first stanza of the poem Amanda. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Now, children, let's learn the meanings of this stanza. Okay? Children, let's learn the Meanings to difficult words of this stanza. Hunch, bend, slouching, sitting in a lazy way, languid, relaxed, emerald, here green color, inhabitant, resident, drifting, carried slowly by the water, blissfully, happily. Children, now we will see the explanation of this stanza. In the above stanza, Amanda is getting instructed, most probably by her parents, for not biting her nails and for sitting lazily with her shoulders bent. The tone of instructions here is not a friendly one and thus fails to make any sense to Amanda. Children, now you are going to do an activity. Get ready. Children, write answer to the following in a word or two. How old do you think Amanda is? Very good. Answer is a little girl. Very good, children. Let's see the second stanza of the poem. Children, here is the second stanza of the poem. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your sheets, Amanda. I'm an orphan roaming the street. I patterns of dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Now, children, next we will learn the meanings, okay? Children, let's see meanings to the difficult words of this stanza. Orphan, a child whose parents are dead. Hushed, quiet and still place. Children, we will move further. Children, the explanation of this stanza is Amanda is now being asked about whether she had finished her homework or had made her room tidy and also whether she had cleaned her shoes. These set of instructions mark a shift from the instructions given in stanza. Her name is being called again with an exclamation mark, which shows that the parents seem to be losing their cool and are troubled. Children, to know how far you understand, let's do an activity. Get ready. Children, fill in the blank with suitable word. The sentence is Amanda is an dash roaming the street. Very good. Your answer is correct. Orphan. Well done, children. Let's continue. Children, listen this third stanza of the poem. Don't eat the chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? Don't eat the chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I'm speaking to you, Amanda? I'm a Rapunzel, I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. Now, children, let's learn meanings to difficult words in this stanza. Okay? Children, let's see the meanings to the difficult words of this stanza. Acne, pimples. Rapunzel, a girl in the fairy tale by Brothers Grimm. Tranquil, calm, quiet. Rare, uncommon. Children, let's continue. Children, let's see the meaning of this stanza. Amanda is stopped by her parents from eating a chocolate as previously it caused her ache. Amanda is still lost in her own thoughts and doesn't care enough to look up to her scolding parents. This carelessness further angers the parents and they ask for her attention when she is being scolded. Children, I hope you understand well. Let's go on. Let's continue the meaning of this stanza. Amanda is still lost in her own dreams. She pictures herself to be the long golden haired Rapunzel who lived in a castle and had no care about anything. Amanda imagines that the life of Rapunzel must have been very peaceful and fantastic in the tower, but she is unwilling to let her head down. She only wants to live by herself, as the presence of another being in her life would require her to act in a certain way. Amanda wanted to live free and happy. Children, now we will do another interesting activity. Get ready. Children, here is your activity. Choose the correct answer for the following. Question is, Amanda was instructed not to eat. Option A, ice cream. Option B, chocolate. Option C, pizza. And option 4, water. Answer is chocolate. Well done, children. Let's move on. Children, here is another activity. Write true or false to the following statement. Amanda wanted to live free and happy. Answer is true. Well done, children. Let's move on. Children, let's continue the poem. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You're always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Now, children, let's move on. Children, let's learn the meanings of difficult words of this stanza. Sulking, disappointment, nagged, harass. Let's do another interesting activity. Are you ready? Children, let's see the meaning of this stanza. The parents keep instructing Amanda on the do's and don'ts, but Amanda remains lost in her own dreams. The parents believe that Amanda is not reacting because she is annoyed. Her behavior has made her parents look bad and they get worried about their image. They are concerned about how society will perceive them if their child always remains in a foul mode. Children, let's do an activity. Here we go. Match the following words in A with their meanings in B. The words under A are sulking, nagged. The words under B are harass, disappointment. Well done, children. You matched the words very perfectly. Answers are 1 B, 2 A. Let's move on, children. Children, now let's learn the theme of the poem, Amanda. Control and freedom is the major theme of the poem, Amanda. The contrasts are highlighted through the characters of Amanda, representing desire for freedom, and the speaker mother, representing the instructional control over freedom. The adult in the poem asserts control over Amanda in the stanzas 1, 3, 5, 7. Amanda is asked not to bite her nails or hunch her shoulders. The speaker questions about homework and the tidying of Amanda's room. She is forbidden from eating chocolates. Let's continue, children. Children, in the final stanza of the poem, the adult speaker rebukes Amanda for sulking and appearing moody. This suggests that the speaker is trying to mold Amanda into the ideal of a happy, well behaved, and obedient child. In this way, we see how the speaker tries to control Amanda's behavior and her daily activities. Desire for freedom through daydreaming, Amanda efforts to escape her realities of controlling over her and turns to daydreams. These daydreams represent her desire for freedom. Now, children, get ready to do an activity. Children, here is your activity. Write true or false to the following statement. Amanda wanted to live free and happy. Very good. Your answer is right. Answer is true. Children, let's see the literary elements of the poem. Okay? Children, in the poem Amanda, the literary elements are a repetition. The name Amanda is repeated in the poem to emphasize the restrictions imposed on Amanda by the adult speaker. Allusion. An allusion is an indirect reference to a person, place, thing, and idea. In the poem, Amanda briefly refers to becoming a mermaid and Rapunzel. Children, let's continue. Another literary element in the poem Amanda is metaphor. The phrases silence is golden and freedom is sweet are examples of metaphor. Klein draws an indirect comparison between different things here. Another one is anaphora. Anaphora is a literary device wherein certain words are used at the beginning of successive lines. Transferred epithet. The phrase hushed bad feet is an example of transferred epithet in the poem. Now, children, shall we do another interesting activity? Here we go. Children, identify the literary element in the following sentences by observing the highlighted words. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. The answer is repetition. Well done, children. Let's have a quick look on the summary of the module. Children, in this session, you have learnt about different written record of experiences like diary, journal, etc. with activities. Later, you understand the strange experiences of Annie Frank written in her diary. Next, you attempted small assessment and your attempt is good. Again, you read the brief sketch of Annie's life and you have done an assessment. Later, you have gone through the letter written by Annie to her friend Kitty and you have done an assessment. You have done well. Children, in this session, you have learnt about idioms, their meanings, and usage. Later, you have attempted an assessment. You have done well. You have learnt contracted forms. Next, you attempted small assessment, and your attempt is good. Children, we will continue. After that, you have learned writing of a diary entry and you attempted assessment. Next, in the listening activity, you listened the Great Fire of London story and attempted an assessment. Very good. Finally, you enjoyed the poem Amanda. You have learnt meanings to some difficult words and you understood the central idea of the poem. That's all for today, children. Bye bye.